Hello, Leo. Welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your weekly reading for the sign of Leo for October 24th of 2020. Let's take a look and see what pops up energy-wise for you. FML has been the leader in every sentence that I received from clients and friends alike this morning. It seems to be one of those energy bomb mornings. So let's see what this energy looks like for the rest of the week. We know that some days can be kind of transient depending on what the moon's going through. And we are playing with a little Mercury retrograde havoc. So let's take a look and see what's going on. I know that my travel plans got completely upended and twisted a little bit. So we had to play with, alternative plans and what the possibilities are for that. So things can have a tendency to change. Expect it, right? I mean, we should expect it anyways, just not during Mercury retrograde, right? Four of Wands. So the Four of Wands has to do with the four pillars of your life and structure. It has to do with balance. It has to do with getting things, the structure, the four, a three-legged stool is great, but a four is even better, right? So we have the Four of Wands, which is structure. I'm also seeing the Magician card. So the Magician card talks about mastery. It talks about being on the go and having to take on bigger things, especially things that have to do with your expertise. And I would have to suggest that this might have something to do with work or your money, because I am seeing the Two of Coins, and the Two of Coins is a collaboration, money exchange, job offer. You've got two little dudes right here exchanging money in the middle happily. This is your win-win. So you can look at that as a win-win, or you can look at that as something you've been working on for work, getting a job. Usually that can be a job offer, and I've been using that as my go-to card for that, because lately a lot of us are shifting a lot of things around, COVID or no. We have the Eight of Wands, and that tells us that things are going to move a little quickly for you this upcoming week. Five of Coins having to do with money. So I would suggest that your money's on your mind quite a little bit. I see the Change card, the Death card's in play, and that's us doing a nice little shift, a little baptism. It's absolutely my favorite card. Change is good. I just say that to myself all the time, like being in surrender, being in flow. But I don't see that Leo is taking it quite that easily. So Leo's taking this as a personal affront and taking it kind of personally that these plans change. So if something's happening for you that, you don't like, reframe it. We don't always have an opportunity to change situations, but we can change how we react and reflect and respond to them. Because right now I'm seeing the Three of Wands. And for Leo, this indicates your sensation of feeling as if you're on the hot seat. So this card right here is like a guy kind of sitting in front of the flame. So this is hot. This could refer to anything from gossip to, criticism. I mean, if you're someone like me and I get criticism, I take it to heart, right? And this could also be some choice that you've made or some decision or direction that you're taking. And even if others aren't looking at it, and this is something that interestingly happens, as we make up in our head a lot of scenarios about things that we're choosing to do and what people will think about it, or we're even, I always say, narcissistic people are a lot of narcissistic traits nowadays. They just tend to be a lot more self-serving than we give people credit for. I guarantee the first thing people do in the morning isn't get up and look and see what you're doing in specific. Now, they might be pretty interested in what other people are doing in a comparative measure, but truth be told, first thing in the morning, we all do the bathroom break and the coffee and the brushing our teeth and waking up and orienting ourselves to the day. So our first focus isn't on other people unless we're in that environment where we are comparative, right? And then there's other times, well, what will my husband think? What will my kids think if I go around the house, dressed a certain way, or their friends are coming over and I have to get dressed? Even the smallest little things, sometimes we can make up a big emotional event over. I know that one of them that's very common is, and I do this myself, which is when you go to take on a new job opportunity, we feel this obligation and duty and loyalty to the people that we work for. What are they going to think? What are they going to do? I'm going to put them in a bad situation. So instead of thinking, I'm not happy where I am, I'm not producing like I could because I'm not in love with the job, the situation, the culture, whatever that looks like, and reframing it and saying, this is what's best for me, this is what's best for you. And we all manage, right? If I lost an employee, I would rather have a employee that wants to be there, right? So even like quitting a job, what should I do, comes up a lot. And it has to do with what other people think too. And so I'm seeing this Nine of Wands and the Four of Coins, which is looking for money. Leo's really taking this as the end of the world with some things that are going on. There's also education going on in the cards with the Page of Wands. So education could mean a class that you're taking or a CEU. This isn't like higher education. This might be even you focusing on your children's school and things like that, you know, where we're redesigning how we do education. And so I'm seeing this search as well right here, which is our Four of Coins, this search for money. So this doesn't mean you don't have it. There's a definite card for that and lack of, but this card right here, the Four of Coins, means you're looking for money. Now, this could mean that you're looking to buy money or looking to buy a car and saving money for a project like that or a remodel or to go somewhere or do something. So this just means looking for money. It doesn't mean that you don't have it and you're desperately going to be in a slump. Please just hear me on that. But what I see is perhaps Leo's looking toward the future, because with the Nine of Wands, we have this Four of Wands and the Nine of Wands. So those combined together means structure in a lot of different ways. So the Nine of Wands means you're halfway there as compared to building a foundation. So you're really going through all of your processes and starting to organize things. And now this card right here is coming from your back row, where he's saying, if I didn't have the money, what would I do? Where would I put this money? Okay. Where am I going to make the best use of my resources? Okay. We have the Tower card in play, and that's a major. So emotionally, Leo's really feeling it over their head. And I do pick up that Leo's going to be a little bit more active and busy this upcoming week, and feeling as if there's a lot of physical activity, etc. There was something I was going to say about that. So I don't want to say mapping because it's not the Moon card, but I see that you're just going to continue your pace as it goes, as it is. So hold the line, Leo. That's your message for this week. Let's pull some cards for you from the Mystic Dreamer. I hope that made sense for you. I started to pick up on something else for Leo, but it was a lot. So nothing crazy, just wanted to see what was relevant for you. So let's take a look and see for your Leo Moon reading. For those of you that are Leo Moon, this can also be for those of you that are straight Leo Sun. This could be for looking at your relationships in the lens in which you're perceiving it. Book your one-on-one, karmaondeck.com. For those of you on my other social media platforms and YouTube, please join me on YouTube. It is my favorite platform, and you can see the pictures in picture, and I would really love your support, so please like and share. Tell me where you are in the world, etc. Okay, here we go, Leo. This is your Leo Moon. Okay, I'm not going to shuffle them anymore. It's stopping. Okay, Leo Moon, Knight of Wands. So Knight of Wands can oftentimes be one of two things. If you look at it when you pledge to the Queen Karma. So when you make a pledge, you pledge your sword. And on this card, he's pledging his sword to someone. So there's a lot of ways that this can play out. Now, it could be you pledging your loyalty, you asking for a job because you're going to say, hey, I want to be your knight in shining armor and come in and rescue your culture, your employment needs, and etc. Or it could be a literal apology where you're just like, okay, that's it. We're going to put this to bed and this is how we're going to do it. I do see the Justice card, which usually means something having to do with mediation, legal matters, paperwork, even contracts. I feel like there's this card here, the Five of Pentacles, which means lack of hope, or like when you buff the shine out of something and you're just like, yeah, it kind of lost its flavor a little bit. You're just starting, not exactly losing hope, but I mean, the true definition of this card, so some of you may be feeling that strong negative aspect of it, but there's two women in front of a church door, and one's just walking on by. She's not even noticing the beauty and availability of hope, faith, and the divine. And the other one is actually like sitting in front of the church lamenting this moment. Like, why isn't God there for me? Why isn't the church there for me? Why isn't this beautiful, peaceful energy as readily available and tappable like a faucet, right? So I'm seeing this Eight of Cups, which is like huge wanting to quit energy. This is, I should just walk away. This is too much. And if you notice here, Five of Cups here, she's got 3 cups in front of her that are tipped over, like nothing in front of me is satisfying. Okay. And then over here, you have these 2 other cups of, and this is you wanting to put everything back in the box. Pandora doesn't work that way. Well, COVID doesn't work that way, and politics doesn't work that way, and our political unrest. We don't have any choice right now. We don't have any say so and how the river flows. And we really just want it to go back to peaceful and easy, because this is the Six of Cups. I didn't see that till just now, but I was channeling this energy trying to describe it for you. So this card is a moment in time of nostalgia that reminds you to go back and look at when times were good, when times were beautiful, when things were easy. Like when we look at our childhood, we look at through these rose-colored glasses. We're like, I didn't have to get up and be to work and pay bills and worry about, I could get good sleep and play when I wanted to. So this card has to do with nostalgia, and you've painted this picture for yourself, 10 of Cups. This might be a secret. This might be the thing that you've kept to yourself, that, you know, I really want these things to be perfect. I want the picket fence and the good marriage and the great job and restful sleep and youthful face. You know, we want all the things. And sometimes it has to do with standards and expectations, and other times it just has to do with, you know, really coming from gratitude and realizing how much beauty you do have and redesigning what that looks like. So come from gratitude. And my favorite advice, like I always say, find yourself some free time, find yourself some you time, unplug. Your computer gets a reboot every now and then. It even gets reprogrammed and fixed. So do the same. Unplug for a little bit. I do it, and on occasion clients will call me. I went MIA for a day or two, and it's just when things get overwhelming and I can't make a coherent decision, the first thing that I will do is unplug. And that's been the magic for me in my piece, is being able to recalibrate. Holly and I call it recalibrating. And sometimes that looks like, you know, a salt bath, or a little music and dancing and swinging on the silly swing where I can get my feet in the grass. You know, just something to get me out of the moment long enough to come and look at it with a better perspective. Because, you know, Leo, you're feeling a lot of emotions right now, and it's making you snappy because you don't like what's coming up. Now, good or bad, it's just very like poking or bruise. You can just feel it so much more. Or a sad movie where you're just like, woohoo. So anyways, I want to thank you guys for hanging out with me. I'm hoping I can pop back on here before my little grandbaby gets here. So I'll be jumping on to do Virgo right after this, or if not, later on tonight when little Booba is asleep. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. Love and light. I will catch you on the flip side.